Okay, some technical difficulties, but here I am. Let me know if you can hear me here. Hello, 1 2 1 2. Oh, first time I tried to do this during the daytime, I finally got high-speed internet. It makes a big difference. Yeah. I'm Brett Premack, the Jazz Video Guy, and I wanted to talk about a series that I've been working on here that's ongoing that focuses on Miles Davis and his 1970 group exactly, uh, which it was an interesting, very interesting year for Miles Davis because he started the year with a group that included Jack DeJohnette and Dave Holland and Steve Grossman. So Miles, Steve Grossman, Jack DeJohnette, and Chick Corea. Thank you very much. Chick on piano, electric piano. That morphed into, and I saw that band live at the Fillmore. I guess it was sometime in May. Subsequently recorded, and he was on a triple bill with Neil Young and Steve Miller. Because Miles was trying to create music that appealed to a wider audience outside, in addition to the jazz audience. He had just recorded Bitches Brew. Music was changing. Some people dig it, some people dug it, some people really didn't. I certainly did the first time I saw him. And the second time I saw him was the Miles at Fillmore gig. The band had changed. Wayne had left, and Steve Grossman replaced him. I may have made a mistake before when I said the band. Did I say Wayne was in the first group when I saw them? Well, the second group, Steve Grossman, is the saxophone player. Now, Keith Jarrett and Chick Corea on keyboards, Dave Holland, Jack DeJohnette, and Airto on percussion. Then that band changed a bit. When they went on tour in Europe, the band became Gary Bartz, Keith Jarrett, Jack DeJohnette, Michael Henderson on bass. Tremendous changes in the music with the advent of Michael Henderson, who had been working with Aretha Franklin before he joined Miles. And two percussionists, M. Tume and Don Elias. I saw that band a total of 3 times in these 3 different incarnations. Fantastic music. Stayed with me all these years. I ended up becoming friends with Gary a few years after that. We worked on a project together called Bebop, the hit musical, which opened off Broadway in 1979. To much critical acclaim. That also featured Walter Davis Jr. and Bob Cunningham and Charlie Persip. Project of the Jazz Theater Workshop. More about that another time. But, I always thought about that group for so many years because the music was so incredible. And when Miles's birthday was upcoming this year, I decided that I'd like to interview Gary to talk about that music and to utilize some video that was shot during the European tour in the late fall and early winter of 1970 with that final configuration with Gary and Keith and Michael and Dugu and M2May and Don Elias. Incredible band. So I interviewed Gary Bartz. We did a great interview, and I've cut it up into different sections, and we have these different episodes. There have been, 3 episodes so far, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more episodes after that. And actually 6 episodes because this Thursday, Gary talks about what Miles taught him, his biggest lesson. The following Thursday, June 16th, how did people react to this music? Very interesting as well. June 23rd, Gary talks about Michael Henderson and the huge change that his bass playing made with the music, replacing Dave Holland. Thursday, June 30th, a most interesting program where Gary talks about Keith Jarrett's comping. There were some issues regarding that, and Gary tells the story, which is quite interesting. Interesting is not the word, really. Fascinating is better. On July 7th, also on a Thursday, which is the day of the week these broadcasts premiere, Gary talks about Miles's trumpet. Miles was in great physical shape and mental shape during this period, and he was playing high notes. He was playing really hard. So Gary talks about that. And the final episode of the series will be on Thursday, July 14th, where Gary talks about the biggest audience in history for a jazz group, which took place at the Isle of Wight concert that summer, where they played for 700,000 people. So that's what's coming up on the Miles Davis podcast. Hope you check it out. I'm really enjoying producing it, and give it a chance. Bye.